Well, corn harvest is officially started.
Keep it down.
Turn our garbage off. Right here, it's a little bit poorer soil, 190 bushel of corn. Back over 200 now. But that's saying 15.7. We got a manual moisture checker. Right behind the seat here. This thing, and it's reading about 14.5. But we've checked it with town, and town says about 2 points off, so 14 to 16. So that's about where this is running, about 2 points. So I guess you get about 4 different moisture samplers, and they're all telling you a different story, and just kind of try to average them out. So somewhere in that upper 15s, 15.3, 15.4, somewhere there. You put a little arrow on it. Being harvested 16, pull it right to that 15.1. And that's going to be your really magic number when you go to the ethanol plants. And yes, most all of our corn does go to the ethanol plants, so you can catch a glimpse of the farmstead. All those big tubes out there, those big culverts, those are last year's project. I got one ditch on our farm, I'm going to put one of them in. I got to maybe scrap one or two of them. The other, hopefully it'll be getting sold here soon, that cleaned up. And yeah, there's a big Morton building. It's a 81 wide by 180 long, and there's a, looks like we're full. There's a bin set up out there around the Morton, which you can't even see the one bin's behind the Morton, but that's about 60,000 bushels, and the grain leg up there is about 65,000 bushels. And we got the shop there. That's 50 by 96. 50 feet by 96. The old grain leg, we used to have hogs. Back in the day, we farmed about 5,000 head of hogs, or farmed, raised, I should say. About 5,000 head a year. So we ground a lot of feed, so we had actually a mill set up in there, so you could kick it on and pull out of the bins and run through the mill and drop it overhead tanks. But the grain cart's not here. I think that's set for Friday, I hope. And we're actually scheduled to get rain on Friday too, unfortunately. I got a little bit of hay down. I think you guys saw it in the other day's video. And I gotta get that rolled up today before it rains as well. So I'm gonna fill these wagons up while Dad's eating lunch, and he's gonna go rake, and then I'm gonna go bale it up real quick. Only gonna take about 25 minutes. And yeah, the combine here, I like it. This 40 series is majorly improved over the 8120 that we had. This is against the 8240. I am not thrilled with the fact we did not plan on running this header at all. When we had our planters this spring, we did not think about running this header. I was going to go 6-row corn head and just put the extra hours in. And you get pushing a couple thousand acres with a 6-row corn head. That's a stretch. But the 8 is much quicker, and we did get more land rented. That was not something I expected to have happen either, so we rented some more land. And so this next year, I don't know, probably end up having to trade the planter to a bigger planter. I just don't know what we're going to do there quite yet. I'm going to dump this. This is a good long auger here. This thing's kind of cool, this little spout. It rotates up and seals the grain off, and it rotates down when you get grain down. So it's like, kick the auger on. See there, I kicked it on already, and now it's going to come down, and then it's going to start turning on. The wagons, Gary, I'll put a clip in there in this video. Gary did work. He stayed out till like 11 last night and got that Parker wagon. Now I'm just idling here so I can talk, but he got that Parker wagon. He worked on it a bunch and got that undercarriage beefed up some more, and thank you to him for doing that. This old Demco's, it's a good wagon. It actually works really good. Door opens easier than the Parker's. But the thing is not very good about it, it doesn't even hold 2 dumps. It's 410 bushel hopper on this combine. It fills it up quite quickly, as you can see. And I'm going to have to move over this direction. We're just so far away from that thing. If I have the money, or we make some good money, I think I mentioned in one of the videos, I would like to have two Brent like 644s or something. We had two 744s. I'd like to have like two 644s. It'd be 1,300 bushel, which is the two Parkers are 1,316 now. But maybe keep that Parker. The Parker 5500 all these wagons is the best one I got. Maybe keep it for the overrun. If you watch my wagon videos the other day, it's kind of the same idea, except I think I'd like to have two Brents as my main field. You know, my semis. Use my air quotes there. Because that's dim coat just doesn't hold enough. And watch that should. There it goes, raises up, seals everything off. Going out here to the other wagon, and that is, yes, it's on the 3020, and that 3020 is, I think the injection pump's going out of it. It just doesn't seem to have any pressure, it doesn't have any power. And no, I haven't got anything done about a cab or fenders or anything yet. I've been out of time, and we had to make a few other repairs to it. There's the wagon that Gary just got done working on last night. This will be the first time I've ever put grain in that wagon, but obviously not the first time that wagon's ever hauled grain. But you think that 3020 will pull it up there? Maybe. It's only got to go up around here and by the excavator there and get the building. So hopefully it will. So more to come. Stay tuned. Couldn't resist filming this. 710 bushels probably versus a 3020. Oh yeah, there's those red duals. Mr. Mike loves those. Let's see how this handles it. He doesn't have to go very far, like 200 yards maybe, that's it. We'll see if this old girl, see how good these traction field roads really pull. Oh, she's gonna do it. That's actually fairly impressive. Oh, he's spinning. He's spinning. Come on, 3020. Yeah, you enter beast mode, you. I'll be damned. It did it. I'm a little shocked, but it did it. There goes the coal. And he's up and over the terrace. And she did it. She did it. Good 3020. That's pretty good. So that's 40,000 pounds. Oh, I guess this is going to be a multi-operations day, as I am bailing up some really good quality alfalfa right now. And I'm trying to do it in a hurry. Not very much here, but it's going to be some for the horses. It's going to take about 20 minutes to get this wrapped up. But good to see the baler rolling again. Nice day out. Nice day of weather. Can't get any better. So get this rolled up, get the combine back going. Gary's fueling it up, putting DEF in it as we speak while I do this. And I got the little bit of hay baling put up and done. And we're going to bale some stover out here. Again, it's still working out behind here. Had to stop, tighten up the rear axle bolts. So we had to adjust the rear axle in this combine for height. And when we adjusted it, you know, you loosen your bolts. It's just a metal-to-metal surface area, so we wanted to get the big torque wrench out, crank them heavy again. You know, all we did was just tighten them in the shed wall. It's always good to recheck your wheels or anything like that. Anytime you adjust an axle or move your wheels around, whatever, it's always good just to hit them again. Corn's yielding pretty good still. A little bit disappointed on some of my dad's weed control, but so goes life, I guess. And I have a intake out here that's not draining, so it's good and weedy around it. But anyway, so combine. Sounds like rain tomorrow and Friday. I think we're gonna have to. I hope that grain car didn't show up this shit. But anyway, I think we're gonna have to go in. There's a little door underneath of this feeder house, and this little door basically creates a seal between the front of the rotor cone and and the end of the feeder house. So there's a rubber flap that sits there, like a, not even rubber, it's kind of a neoprene-like flap that sits above that. Well, this little door is supposed to float up and down. Basically, the header goes down and pushes on the little door, holds it back, flap overlaps it. So it seals your drain between your feeder house and your front of your rotor. Well, I think they've either welded the thing wrong, or I think that having to do this because of the 12 rows goes around this little point right here. Anyway, but I think they've either welded it wrong, or they've got the pivot pins are froze up or something on that little door. So if it rains tomorrow, it's going down, it's sealing up right now, but when I raise the head, there's one corner we just stuck tape up in it. We're going to have to get that sorted out so it doesn't leak. And I see there is a potential gearbox leak on the back of this combine up there on the big gearbox that goes in the whole side of the engine up there. There's a what appears to be a chopper drive issue. So I think the seal's probably out of that, so that'll be at the end of the year deal. We're just going to let her make a gooey, shitty mess, I guess, all season. I mean, it probably won't leak a third of a quart all season, but you know, that stuff just collects dirt. So we'll see how that goes. And that's going to be somewhere you tear all the drive belts off, maybe take the side off, replace that. Otherwise, good combine. You know, you're bound to find things wrong with used, and it's new, that's for sure. Fields have been pretty good. There's been a few spots. This is down back here behind our house. You know, one time this was actually a hog pasture way back in the day, if you can believe it. But so it got used pretty hard. Anyway, good grain tank sample here. I like the combine a lot. I think my feeder house chain's finally wearing in. Maybe quit clacking so much. Just it's a lot better than 8120 ever was for a machine. Not as good as a brand new 8250 would be, but obviously we can't afford that. So for what our operation is, I'm fortunate to have it. And I mentioned earlier, or I'm breaking this video up, shooting it throughout the day, but I mentioned earlier about you know, what to do next year for a planter. I hate the episode. I absolutely hate the idea of, you know, having to trade up again, but I don't want to. I mean, I don't know. I thought about going like 2 12 rows, going with a 12 row head, but the problem is there we've had a 12 row head in the past and a small planter, but we couldn't haul away from a 12 row head, so we went back to 8, went a little bigger on the planter. But 1631 does not work out well with your terraces, because usually your terraces are 120-foot multiples, and 12s means you get to plant 12 12, then 12 and 12 on the other side, and you meet in the middle. 16 row, you end up planting 40 off of one side and 80 off of the other, so it's 1 and 2 swipes, so you get your 120 feet. And the problem with that is you end up having a situation where a lot of times you don't have enough room to turn the combine around. So if I go around this terrace on the outer edge with one pass and bring 2 down to meet it, but then I got to turn around that first pass to do my point rows, you know, essentially all I have is 40 feet of turning room, whereas with the 12 row, you know, you'd have that 60 foot. 24 end rows is nice. 2 8-row planters would not be enough. Oh yeah, we can get it done, but it'd suck. It would really suck. So I don't think that 2 8-row planters is an option. I also don't think that. I don't know. 24 row is not an option. You know, we had one. DB60. We like the size on our own farm, but you go to any rental ground, and the rental ground, you know, if you're gonna run a 24 in these kind of hills, you need to go around the dozer and make it so it's 24 row ready. And a lot of things were not, quote, 24 row ready on this particular kind of ground. Let's see, I'm on through here. But So you need to spend time with a dozer, but I don't think that's something we want to do to a rental farms or anything. I'm not sure the renters even or the people that own the land anymore want us doing that. But off one more. This is the joys of picking a hill farm here, and not to mention trying to talk on a camera while we're combining. But so yeah, probably a 1631, maybe like a secondary 815 players. The right setup for the hills, even though I've had that for years and was not thrilled with the size, like I say, just based on the fact that it still was 120 foot multiples, but at the end of the day it wasn't a perfect 120 foot multiples. Another problem when you do that, you end up with because you're not meeting in the middle of the channel, you're meeting on the one side of the channel, because like I say, it's 3 splice versus 4. What happens is you end up kind of planting up and down hills versus being able to crowd with a contour perfectly. And you know, it actually causes a little bit of erosion by doing that. So, not bad though. But yeah, otherwise everything's working good, so I'm not sure what we're gonna do. My original thought this year was to have a 6-row new corn head and have 870 R38s, let me take that back, 965 R32, there you go, R2, which are 35.5, 32 big single front tires. And now we're, you know, like I say, we took on some more Ryan. Yeah, I could trade this head, and I could take the duals off. I don't, this is steep, I like the duals, so I don't know what we'll do for planter. If I had the money, you know, of course you'd buy a new 1631. I just don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. So I got that yet to figure out, I guess, and I'm probably going to try to do that soon. I like getting payments into the fall time of the year. If you're gonna have machinery payments, give it the fall time, because your summer markets are the best. They don't call it John Deere days for anything back in February, because that's when everybody's having to sell cheap corn to pay John Deere. But anyway, thanks for watching. Tons and tons of harvesting to go. I'm working on the absolute poorest ground we got right now, so don't criticize. And I mean, you got solid timber here. And I'm surprised this corn even, no wonder it gets grass and shit out here, as a deer just destroyed this corn. And you got 60 acres of timber there. So anyway, more repair videos. You'll be seeing this combine a lot more. Our beans are coming along good, so you'll be seeing that too. So stay tuned for much, much more. Thanks for watching, guys.